Hello, YouTubers. Today is another Monday movie review. At, as I've been starting to limit on a bunch of video reviews, and like, I know I started out not much video reviewing and not much videos, and then I most time do a bunch of videos and then no videos at all. Well, I'm gonna start limiting and do only 2 videos per week. And as you guys been realizing that, obviously, the past few weeks, ever since after Deadpool and Wolverine, that basically I've only been doing 2 videos per week. Basically, one video Monday and then another video on Thursday. But last week was different. I didn't want to do 3 videos last week because I was planning to go see the new Crow movie, as I did a review for that. And I appreciate for that video to get 166 views. I am so shocked that is getting that much views. I did not expect that to get much views, especially not just because of the new Chrome movie being terrible. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it does have its flaws, like every other movie, but especially how long I made that video. But I still do appreciate how many views I got on that video. So basically, today's video review is Ghostbusters, the original. Where is it? The 1984 Ghostbusters movie. Now, the reason why it's not the original movie cover is because basically when I was at, I think, Walmart, Target, somewhere around there, after I moved into my new place, that I've been into for a while. A few days after I moved in here, I was at Walmart, Target, and I found this for $5, $5 or $10, I think. Which this had the original, very first Ghostbusters movie, the second Ghostbusters movie, and then the remake of the Ghostbusters movie. So I figured for $5 or $10 when it's not that bad. So I bought it. Obviously, had it for a while. But the original, very first Ghostbusters movie, you basically have 3 college professors. Bill Murray's character, and then Egon Spengler, and then I'm not great with names. Even though I'm a fan, I'm not great with characters' names. Like, I'm a fan of the Marvel movies, and I can't keep track of every single one of them. It takes me a year mostly, sadly. But you got 3 college professors, and even though one of them, which is Bill Murray's character, does not believe in the supernatural, like somebody I know, Barrett. He even though he doesn't believe in the supernatural, he's just there for the ride along. In the beginning, because he's there acting like a certain type of college professor doing a test subject type thing, um, on like the psychotic, like not psychotic, but like who's psychic, like the psychic netic thing, like who's like psychic people. Are there really psychic people, or are there just fake? And we basically see Bill Murray's character with a hot college student girl, and basically a poor kid that he's just picking on because he there's this really dumb blonde college girl that you could tell is just not really wanting to be there, but just there, because probably her parents sent her to college. Um, and you can totally see when he's doing the test, he's basically allowing the blonde chick to feel smart and feel like the psychic one, at which you also, but you see the boy being more with the psychic connection with of what he's doing, and he's buzzing him because he doesn't care about the boy. He just cares, his eyes are on the girl because he's that type of professor in college. so 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 we go from him to meeting the second college professor that actually believes in the supernatural. Well, one of the two. Uh, uh, um, which, uh, uh, he goes to their closet. Basically, their room is basically, they share the same classroom of the college. It's like a closet type room ish of the college that the college gave them, and he the second guy grabs the equipment and Bill Murray's character and drags Bill Murray along, all excited, saying, "Hey, we got one! We got a ghost! We finally found a ghost! Yes, the others were fake, but here we are!" So, they go to the library, which the movie does start out with. The actual very first kind of little bit chunk at the beginning is actually where it starts off with a library, showing a librarian going through kind of like the basement library, putting books away, and then you see right behind her, books are flying right behind her, weird supernatural stuff's going on. And then and then all suddenly you see her reaction, being shocked, being scared, because she sees like this paranormal ghost, which you wonder what it could have been. And then it shows you later on, like after we see the first two professors, we get to the library again, we see Egon Spengler, the second guy, the second college professor that actually does believe in the supernatural, but also the second friend to Bill Murray's character, which Bill Murray's character is like basically the joke of the group of the Ghostbusters. If you haven't seen the Ghostbusters, then which I do recommend it. It is a good movie, especially since Ghostbusters have been back for a few years. But Bill Murray is more of the comedy guy of the Ghostbusters group, which he normally plays a jokester. And Egon Spengler plays as more the brain and and basically the equipment guy, the person that builds the equipment, the guy that builds the equipment and does like the sciencey stuff because he's the brains, and then uh, the second guy that we see before Egon Spengler is he's more of the honestly he I want to say he's more of the research type of member of the group of Ghostbusters, even though Egon Spengler is like also that type of character as well, where he does research and but as we start out with three Ghostbusters, the college, and after they go to the library, they see the ghost, which is a librarian ghost, uh, at, which starts out funny because Egon, they see the ooze that Ghost leaves, and one of them, the one that does the research, he's like, look, the ooze, and Bill's like, you want, and Egon's like, to Bill's character that to get a sample to put it in like the sample jar, and Bill's like, you want snot? You want me to collect snot for you? Okay. And he's trying to get it while not getting it on his hands, and when he gets on his hands, he's like, ah, and then he's like, ugh. And then once they see the ghost, they have no clue what to do. But at first they tried to talk to it, and then Bill's like, okay, that didn't work, but what now? And then they're like, Egon is like, I got an idea. Get her! And then well, not really Egon, but it was more of the guy that does the research, and he's like, get her! And then Bill laughs about it later because they run away, which they never. Which later on in the movie, you think you know that they go back to the library to catch the ghost once they have more of the equipment that they need and stuff, but they don't really show that they go back and capture the ghost, which, hey, is fine. It's not really necessary because you automatically know that, including because that was kind of the beginning scene. Now these days movies do go back to that, where it's like, okay, the first testing site would be more here, but back then not many movies did that, so it's like it's fine, but again, you kind of but then they get the firehouse. They get kicked out of the college. They trying to figure out what to do without the equipment that the college would give them. So Bill starts thinking, okay, we can do this ourselves. We don't need the college's help. And then they go get the firehouse. Even though that Egon and Bill was like, okay, yeah, no, this isn't gonna work, until the one of the members, the brain, is like, we should get this. This is so cool. It gotta pull the slide down on it, and he's like, we should sleep here tonight. And Bill and Egon's just looking at each other and be like, yeah, okay, fine. So they get the firehouse. they build it up, they fix it because it was a mess when they get it. Then they find a car. They start running into all these money problems until they magically get one customer, which we get more to the bigger picture, to more of the main villain. Zool. And Zool, that with the girl, we get introduced to two more characters. Yeah. Where this girl lives into her apartment. She's a normal, working everyday girl that works in a music asylum, whatever technical name it's called, but music place. And then we get meet to her, and then we also get introduced to another character that will be important later on in the movie, which is her neighbor that's like deeply in love with. She's like a nerd, and vitamin nerd, healthy, which everybody has those. I mean, if it's not just a nerd, it's a health nerd. It's somebody. Which I do like the actor and the actress. I do like the acting. I do like the story plot. Everything about the very first Ghostbusters movie is good for what it is. It is good. Does it have any downfalls? Honestly, I don't really see any. I don't really judge it very harshly because as it did came out in 1984 is basically you have a movie, depends what that movie is, you try your best, good, you milk it for everything it has. If it doesn't, you throw it away. Ghostbusters is one good movie. The story plot's good, where you basically have a bunch of random characters that magically comes together, because you got like 3 college professors that was nobodies, and then they become somebodies by becoming like these ghost hunters, and then they get one extra worker. They get one extra guy that they really didn't care about looking into his background, where he's just like looking for a job, which it's actually really cool because the guy that becomes the fourth Ghostbuster member, he actually did this movie before he did the original Crow movie. And I actually find that really cool because I rewatching The Crow actually reminded me that he was in the Crow movie, because I didn't really recognize him the first time when I watched the Crow movie until recently. So after he did Ghostbusters, he did The Crow, and then I think he went back to Ghostbusters. And then you basically got this everyday woman that lives her life, tries to have basically a somewhat normal life. That basically is kind of a love interest towards Bill Murray's character. And then you got Bill Murray, which is a known for actor to play jokes, pranks, and whatever, the comedy guy. unless you put him in Scrooge, which he's still a comedy guy in that, but plays a really good Scrooge. And then you got the girl's neighbor, which he's like a dork, nerd guy, which I do like the actor they got to play that character, because I do like him in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and the sequel, Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves. And then I think he was also in Little Shop of Horrors. So it got a great cast, a great storyline, great action. There's no, to me at least, there's nothing wrong with this film, because to the generation I am in now, and every generation I am going to be in until I die, you can't really judge a very old film that came out in the 1980s, the 1990s, the 1970s, because the technology then did not have the technology we have now, which the green screen, the graphics, the CGI in the original Ghostbusters is so much better than most of the graphics we have now. So hopefully this was a good review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review video. Hopefully I did good. I do try to do my best for every single video, if you guys obviously can tell, because I appreciate you guys, my fans, my subscribers, my followers. If you guys have Facebook, please follow me on my Facebook. If you guys also have an Instagram, please also follow me on my Instagram, because I appreciate you guys deeply, and I don't mind you guys following me on any social media. I don't mind following you guys on any social media. If you're a newcomer just randomly dropping by, please hit that subscribe button. If you really liked this video, also hit that like button. If you also liked this video, please hit that dislike button if you didn't like this video. And if you didn't like how I did this video, please comment down below what you did not like, what I may said or do or whatever in this video. Just let me know. Also comment down below what's your favorite Ghostbusters movie, who's your favorite Ghostbuster character, what's your favorite Ghostbuster show, because I know there's a cartoon, I think there's a comic. Did you enjoy the video game, which I will review one of these Mondays, because because each Monday coming up I will review each Ghostbusters movie. I'm not just going to review the original. I'm also going to review the sequel, then the remake, then the video game, the prequels, not really prequels, and not really requels. It's more like sequels, which I'll explain that once I do those reviews on one of these Mondays. But until then, have a nice night, have a nice day whenever you're watching this. Peace.